same, okay? So, if we see here, there's parentheses. So, 7 times 4. What is 7 times 4? 28. Okay, and then look up here. From here to here, how many i's are there?
1.
There's 1 i, so we're going to put I. Okay, and then we're going to do the second part. 7 times -3. What is 7 times -3? -21. How many i's from here to here?
1.
2. There's 2. So we're going to say I squared. Okay, because there's 2 i's. Now, this is just part of the property, but, so I squared equals -1. Okay? So I squared equals -1. So wherever there's an I squared, we're going to put a -1 instead. So we can rewrite this, and we're going to say 28i. Okay, this one I'm doing the really long way. So we're going to say minus 21. And here where there's an I squared, I'm going to put parentheses -1. Okay, and so what you need to do now is multiply this part. So what is -21 times -1? Positive 21. Okay, so we're going to get 28i plus 21. Okay, and so that's the finish, okay? When you finish these, you should have one with an I and one with no I on almost all of them. Boys, here, or you're gonna move. Okay? So if we look at number 3, where can I put a 1? Our first step is gonna be to put a 1. Yeah, so right here is really a 1, okay? Right here, and mine will only go so small, but right there's really a 1. Okay, so -1 times 6.
6i.
-6, and again, from here to here, there's 1 I, so we're going to put I. -6 times -8. Positive 8. How many i's are there?
2.
2, so it's going to be I squared. Okay, and here's a little way to shorten it. Okay, so you don't have to write line after line after line. Where there's an I squared, you could either scribble it off or draw over it or erase. Okay, so really right here, this is gonna, and you're gonna put -1. Okay, that way you don't have to write the line all over again, okay? And so really it's gonna be 8 times a -1. What is 8 times -1? -8. So you're gonna get -6i minus 8. Okay, 5. This a dot means times. Okay, so -5 times 4. -20. And how many i's are there? 1. Okay, so is there any I squareds?
No.
No. So this is our answer. Okay, there's nothing left to change on that one. The only time you can change it is if it says I squared. Okay, my suggestion when you have more than one dot is to do them all at once. So I can put a 1 right here and a 1 right here. Okay, so what, and use your calculator, what is -1 times 8 times -1? So multiply all the numbers together. -1 times 8 times -1. 8?
I think.
Yeah, it's 8.
8. Okay, and then how many i's are there total?
2.
3.
3. So it's going to be I3. Okay, and now here's where it starts to get a little bit. So I3, you can take it and split it up into I is really what it is. But 2 i's equal what?
2. 1.
2 i's equal what?
Squared. 2.
Squared. 2 squared.
Well, so, okay, so 2 i's equal I squared, and I squared equals what? -1. Okay, so what I would suggest is to split this up into 2 pieces, okay, and call it I squared and an I. Because the I squared is going to become what? A -1. So right here, this is going to become -1. The I is going to stay, and the 8 is going to stay. Okay, so what is 8 times -1? negative 8, I. Okay, so if we had the same thing and you had like I6, okay, you want to put it in twos. Okay, so you could have I2. How many times would you need to do that? I2 and I2. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. If I had I don't know, 5, how many I2s can I get out of there? 2. I2, and then and 1 I. Okay? Because this then would be -1, -1, and I. Okay? And I know it's a little crazy and it's a little complex. It's just going to take practice. Okay? So you want to take off whatever you can and turn it into 2 I's. Okay? Flip the page. Look at number 9. Okay, on this one it has parentheses, so 8, -8 times 5. -40. How many I's? 1. -8 times -7.
56.
Positive 56. How many I's? I2. Okay, and what is that I squared going to become? -1. So right here we're putting parentheses, -1. So 56 times -1, -56. So it's going to look like 40I minus 56. Okay, 11. I can put a 1 in front of here. So 1 times 5? 5. How many I's? 1. 1 times 4? 4. How many I's?
2.
I squared. And what does that become? -1. So we're going to cross this off and put -1. Okay, and then we do this part. 4 times -1. -4. Okay, 13, I'm going to put a 1. Okay, so what is -1 times -6 times -6? Use your calculator. -1 times -6 times -6. -36. How many I's do we have total? 3. So we get I3. Okay, how do I split up that I3?
That would be I and I squared.
I and I squared. Okay, so I'm going to scribble this. So it's going to be I2 and I. Okay, and then what?
1 is -1, so you multiply that with -36, which you get positive 36 I.
Slow down. So I'm going to scribble this -2 and put a -1. I just got a lot of scribbling going on, so I don't have to rewrite. Okay, and then yes, we are going to multiply -36 times -1. Positive 36. And I still have that 1 I left. Okay, last one, 15. 2 times -3. -6. How many I's do we have total? 2. So I squared. And what does I squared become? -1. So this is going to be -1. And then what do we do? Multiply. So -6 times -1?
6.
Positive 6. Okay.